Welcome back to the Landry Hat YouTube channel. I am your host, Zach. You can find me at Double Move here on YouTube for more Cowboys content. This season, I am hosting the Landry Hat YouTube channel all season long. So if you enjoy what you're watching, please like, subscribe, and listen to the podcast that I just posted a couple of days ago where I rant and rave about this Cowboys team. In today's show, we're looking at an article from the LandryHat.com written by Marcus Mosier. And don't forget to go check out the articles over there on the Landry Hat website. Great Cowboys news, rumors, opinion pieces. The guys over there do a tremendous job. Today, we're looking at this article from Marcus titled, "One Cowboys Defender is Starting to Make a Believer Out of Dallas Fans." In this one, we're discussing Donovan Ezaraku. And for a defense as bad as this Cowboys one, it's kind of hard to believe that anyone's playing well on that side of the ball. But we got to remember, it's still made up of 11 guys, which means even if you have one guy playing well, it's probably not going to change much when the other 10 guys aren't. The truth is, this defense needs to be rebuilt, and if the Cowboys are a good organization, which that's up for interpretation, they are at least going to be looking at what's happening now, evaluating players, figuring out who's going to be here, who's not going to be here, figuring out what the future needs for this defense are based on who's playing well. Honestly, Dallas could really use another hit at defensive end because they've invested a lot into the position. You obviously traded away Micah Parsons, and they really haven't gotten much of a return the past couple of years at that spot. I think that's why a lot of Cowboys fans should be really excited about Donovan Ezaraku, who I think Dallas can pencil in as a player that they can rebuild this defense around. You look at this roster, that side of the ball in particular, they don't have any cornerstone pieces. I guess you can say Bland and Osa, and then Ezaraku. I don't think Cowboys fans are fully convinced with the two guys that I listed first with their big contracts. Bland got paid this offseason, so did Osa Odigizua. They haven't really made much of an impact so far this year. They're still going to be here. You gave them the big contracts. Whether you like it or not, they are going to probably be here for at least the next 2 to 3 years because Dallas isn't cutting anybody with that much dead money. Jerry is not paying guys to not play. As much as it hurts to say, it's time that we start looking at this team through a different lens, the lens that the Cowboys should be using when evaluating this team, because I feel like if we keep looking at it like we did in week 1, you're probably going to drive yourself crazy this season. Dallas currently sits at 3-4-1. You are who your record says you are. The probability of the Cowboys making the playoffs is not very realistic. The defense has allowed 40-plus points in 3 of the last 7 weeks. I mean, don't get it twisted. I still want them to win games. I would love for this team to make a playoff run, but this thing needs to be rebuilt from the ground up, and for the rest of this season, you got to look for things to take into 2026, like Bland, Osa, and Ezaraku playing well over the next couple of weeks, and then just kind of hoping another guy shows up here and there, maybe Reddy Stewart. You just need something to take into this offseason, kind of have some pieces put together so when you go into the draft, you know where you're at. I think we can say so far that Easy has been a bright spot for this team. He was a second-round pick from Boston College. He came into the league kind of undersized. We knew that the run game was probably going to be an issue until he can get just a little bit bigger, bulk up a little bit. But he had a pass rush bag coming out of Boston College. He led the ACC in sacks. He has some tools in his pass rush bag. It was really just about getting up to that NFL strength, what works against NFL tackles, and I think he's flashed quite a bit over the past couple of weeks. I knew when the Cowboys drafted him that he wasn't a ready-made pass rusher that's just going to take over games from the jump, and week 8 is kind of the reality of that. In the box score, it looks underwhelming, but when you turn on the film, like Marcus pointed out in this article, he is making more of an impact than anyone else on the defensive line. Ezaraku has been creating quick pressure. He has these really bright moments that make you go, wow. He'll flash a couple of plays throughout the game. For him, it's really about finding the consistency. Flashing flashing here and there with a defense like this isn't going to do enough to win you games. The secondary has been so bad that they're allowing quarterbacks to get the ball out really quick despite how much pressure Dallas is able to get. That's not going to allow Donovan Ezraku to show up in the box score. But I still want to see those flashes. You don't want to come out of a guy's rookie year and be like, okay, well, we really got to hope he plays better. Kind of like Mozzie Smith, kind of like Luke Schoonmaker. They didn't really flash at all. We had nothing to take into their second year. Usually when a guy's not flashing, that's not great for the trajectory of their career. Marcus put some really nice analytics and trends together for Easy's rookie season so far, and that's really what we need to look at. How is he trending? Ezraku, trending up. Kenny Clark, trending down, and I'm just using that as an example. Easy was the highest graded defender on the Cowboys in week 8 per PFF. He's had 3+ pressures in 4 straight games. Those pressures really do need to turn into sacks, but quarterbacks, like I said, are just getting the ball out so quick that it's hard to get pass rushers home. At least he is winning his reps. He's not getting stonewalled every single time. He's been able to put some moves together, get around, pressure the quarterback, not necessarily affect the game enough for you to say, okay, well, he won us that game. That's going to be nearly impossible with one pass rusher playing well on a defense that's ranked number 33, all right? They're worse than the worst in the NFL. The trends for Easy are looking really good. Since week 4 of the NFL season, he is the number 5 ranked edge in the NFL by PFF. Not the number 5 in the division, not the number 5 in the NFC. He is the number 5 ranked edge by PFF in the entire NFL since week 4. That is how well he has been playing. And I think Marcus started it in week 4 because with a rookie, it typically takes a little bit of time to kind of put things together. You've seen it ever since the first month of the season. He's been playing really good football. Funny enough, the number 4 ranked edge in the NFL by PFF is Micah Parsons. So your rookie is just one spot behind him per PFF. That's not the end-all be-all, but it is a really, really interesting nugget on how his seasons went so far. When the Cowboys drafted him, we knew he wasn't going to be a full-time player just due to his struggles in the run game. He's a little bit smaller. He doesn't have the frame quite yet. They're going to have to put some muscle on him. He still flashed in both of those. I think he's been better against the run than even I anticipated. Sure, he still has his ups and downs, but in the pass game, he's really, really flashed. They need to increase his defensive snaps because he's been producing pressure better than anyone else. He's really the only one that you have hope of getting to the quarterback. I, like many others, have a lot of hope for Ezraku being a piece that you can build around if he can keep developing that piece that you rely on post 2025, because I don't think there's a ton of those on this defense right now. Him playing well kind of bases the Dallas needs on, do they want to select another pass rusher? How many pass rushers can you select with Marshawn Nealon, Sam Williams, Donovan Ezraku, Micah Parsons? I know he's not here anymore, but they've invested in the position. You really need that to not be a major need in 2026 because you have needs at corner, safety, linebacker, defensive tackle. Do we really need to try again with an edge? He's trending in the right way. I have a lot of hope for him. I'm really excited to see how he continues to improve. Have a little bit of hope for the Cowboys defense because of Ezraku. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Once again, thank you to FanSided for trusting me this football season. Go check out thelandryhat.com. Check out the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast episodes. Give us a 5-star rating. Tells everybody that you enjoyed it. All right, I'll see you guys next time.